The Detroit Lions 2025 NFL Draft is over, and Brad Holmes made it very clear of how the Detroit Lions are going to do things, and it is they are always going to evaluate and cater to character over talent, no matter, and they're never ever going to draft a position or a player based off need. And we will find out soon enough if that is enough to take the Detroit Lions to their first Super Bowl and perhaps win it as well. And there's been a lot of people, man, in media, Detroit media, not a lot of people that are willing to give you, a lot of people are saying that it's an A++. I mean, you talking about, Brad Holmes, I made a joke on Twitter the other day. This was after day 1 or day 2, that Brad Holmes is going to open up a donut shop, and it should be called Glazing with Holmes or Brad's Glazers or something like that. It's kind of insane. I mean, the amount of people, and I think some people are afraid to criticize, as you guys know, anything he does. But it's okay if you don't like any of the picks. That's okay. You know, it's all right. Brad said it the best on Friday night. He doesn't expect, it was either Friday night or Saturday night. He doesn't expect the fans to know, really, because they don't have time or access to the same things that the Detroit Lions do. So he expects some type of reactions, but we are just going to have to kind of trust him. He said it himself. We're just going to have to trust that he is trusting himself. And as most of you are as well. I trust him. I do. I don't think you can win a Super Bowl without a dominant pass rush and an average defense. That's just what I feel, but we'll see what happens. But Mel Kiper, who's been doing this for over 40 years, doing NFL mock drafts, he gave the Detroit Lions a grade that a lot of people, like I've been seeing a lot of Detroit Lions creators, and they are just applesauce, bro. Like, do you want some cider with your glazed donuts? That it's A+, A-, hard A, strong A. And I'm just like, yo, can anybody tell the truth anymore? Can anybody give an honest opinion? Like, seriously, if you think the draft is an A, fine. But everybody thinks the draft is an A. Mel Kiper tends to agree more with me. And I'm going to give the Detroit Lions exactly what Mel Kiper is. According to Mel Kiper, he's going to give the Detroit Lions 2025 NFL Draft a C+. I agree. Top needs heading into the draft was an edge rusher, a guard, and a linebacker. Now, they not only got their guard in the second round, but they doubled down on a guard in the 5th round as well. Notice that they traded up for both guards. We moved up from 60 to 57 to get Tate, and then we moved up in the 5th round as well, I think. Didn't we? I don't know. I can't remember. I feel like we did to get Frazier, but let me know in the comments below, but I think we moved up for both guards. So we moved up. So we got our guard, we doubled down. We did not get a linebacker, and we took an edge rusher that everybody is enamored with. You know who I can see this guy being? I can see Ahmed being, he's kind of a cross. He plays James Houston's position, but he is the Malcolm Rodriguez. I can already see right now. Every video I make about this guy, he is the 2023 or 2025 version of Malcolm Rodriguez. My first year on the channel, everybody loved Malcolm. He was a training camp darling. He was in Hard Knocks darling. And now he is a backup, right? Still love Malcolm Rodriguez. Absolutely. I do believe that we are kind of giving too much credit to a 6th-round pick, but he does have potential. He does. All right. I'm not trying to take away anything from the kid. I wish him the best. I hope he's a star and a stud, but he's also a 6th-round pick with a lot of upside and potential. Those are Brad Holmes' words. But here's what Mel Kiper had to say. I had the Lions taking an edge rusher in round 1 of all 4 of those mock drafts I mentioned. Twice it was James Pierce. Then it was Oluwafemi Oladejo. And finally, it was Donovan Izuruku. Part of that is because of the value. There are really solid pass rushers to be had late in round 1 where Detroit was poised to make his first pick. Part of that is because it's a severe need for the roster. Aiden Hutchinson led the Lions in sacks last season, racking up 7.5, doing so in just 5 games. When he broke his leg in mid-October, the pass rush struggled the rest of the season. No other player had more than Zadarius Smith's 4 sacks. I 100% agree with that statement. And then I wanted to, okay, here we go. Oladejo and Izuruku were both on the board at number 28, as was Mike Green. Now, let me tell you guys this. I'm going to read most of this simply because this is behind a paywall, so you won't be able to read it otherwise. Yet, Detroit looked elsewhere, taking defensive tackle Talik Williams. He can fire into the backfield as a run stopper, but lacks pass rush juice, just 2.5 sacks in 2024. I had him ranked 44th overall and 6th among DTs in the class, though we watched 4 interior D linemen get taken before the Lions' first-round pick. I'm not worried about the value. I'm more concerned with the missed chance to find Hutchinson a running mate. So let's just stop there, and then we'll go down to the second part of this. I agree with that. Again, Tyleek doesn't bother me. It does and doesn't, right? We're going to draft the best position on the board. And shout out to, well, I don't want to talk about that because I'm going to make a video about that later. But this spells the fact that there is a person we took in the 3rd round that is not going to pan out. And so when I make videos, y'all, I'm going strictly based off the numbers. And the numbers say that if you trade up for a defensive tackle, you trade it up. Brad Holmes said that you take the best position, the best player, the best rated player, regardless of position. My philosophy was there's no way that you can take a defensive tackle, because if you do, you are admitting that Broderick Martin was a mistake. And we'll talk about him later. But you are admitting that it's over. It's done. It's a done deal. You take one in the 1st round when we clearly needed an edge rusher as well. But then Brad Holmes comes out and says after day 2 that we, the fans, hold higher priority an edge rusher than they do. So now, like I said, it's very clear now. So I don't disagree with anything he said. Mel said, it's not about the value. It's about the fact that we needed something. We still don't have that guy opposite Aiden Hutchinson. Now, I know you guys want to believe in a story, and that's fine. I'm rooting for Ahmed. But the dude is a 6th-round pick who has to outperform. These are roster fringe players. These are depth players. These are people that start off having no role, and then they make an impact later. And I'm wishing all of that for him. I would love for him to get the starting job. I mean, I would love for him to have a Malcolm Rodriguez type rookie season. Will that happen? Did the Lions draft him to start over Marcus Davenport? I don't think so. Is he going to beat out Marcus Davenport? That would be sad if he did for Marcus Davenport, but great for him. I know the guy has a motor out of this world. He misses tackles. He was a 6th-round pick for a reason. Like, come on, y'all. James Houston, 6th-round pick. So Malcolm Rodriguez, 6th-round pick, right? We got to be realistic. So I agree 100% with Mel Kiper's assessment thus far. But what was his? Let's finish reading about Ahmed, and then I'll tell you something that really stood out to me. The lone edge rusher selected by Detroit was Ahmed Hassanin in round 6. He's productive with 22 sacks, 97 pressures, and 33 tackles for a loss over the past 2 seasons. That's outstanding. More than Mike Green. He's just touching the surface of what he can be. It's just not the splash I was expecting. So everything that I stated about him being, I don't look at this guy as a fringe player. Like, I expect him to make the team. But I mean, he might beat a guy out like Mohammed. He might beat a guy out, those 2nd tier, but just not the splash. We had our opportunity. We didn't take it, but I know why now. It's not a priority. So now Brad finally, after 4 years, confirmed for me what the priority is. And it is not getting a quality edge rusher opposite Aiden, right? But check this out. Detroit's most questionable move, though, was trading up from number 102 to number 70 to take receiver Isaac Tesla. Good player, but he was ranked number 149 overall on my board. I count 12 receivers ranked above him who were still available, and 9 of them still would have been there at the Lions' original slot. To make the aggressive move up the board, Detroit forked over 2 2026 3rd-round picks. I don't disagree with Mel. I like Isaac. I like Isaac. We gave up 2 third-round picks. We do not, as of this moment, have a third-round pick for next year. We will not be picking in the 3rd round. We gave up our 3rd round pick and our comp pick for Aaron Glenn. So when we watch Isaac play, think of those 2 picks. I don't dislike the player. Would I have traded up to get him? I think Isaac is going to be better than Broderick Martin. I think he's going to pan out. I think what he's going to do is he is going to replace Tim Patrick after this season. He could actually replace him this year if we want to be honest. So I don't disagree with anything Mel said. I mean, I honestly don't. I think that but it's, and this is kind of why we talk about our team, because we know our team better than anybody else. I know what Brad Holmes has done. I know what he's most likely to do. What I was hoping was a surprise. And I see after 5 seasons, some of you found out a little sooner. I see now that Brad is going to do what he does. He's going to, like I said yesterday in my live stream, he's going to live and die on that hill. I actually respect him for that because him and I have something in common in that regard. I'm going to live and die on having an elite pass rush and an average defense to win a Super Bowl. I'm going to die on that hill. He's going to die on how the Lions have drafted to get us this far. And speaking of getting us this far, that's exactly what is done. And it's been a great 4 years. The question that I am putting before you, and honestly answer this question. Try to take your bias for me or your bias for the team or your dislike of me and how I come across. Take the bias out. Do you believe that the Detroit Lions will win a Super Bowl based off of grit alone? We haven't been yet. Not to say that we can't, but we haven't been yet. I don't disagree. And there's some stuff in between there too. I just didn't want to read the whole thing. I don't disagree with this. Now, Brad Holmes has an opportunity to still fortify this team. We are at the 90-man. I think we're at 91 if you include a person that doesn't count toward the roster, but we're over the limit, so there's no doubt people will be cut. I want you guys to understand something here, though. Zadarius Smith, if I'm Zadarius Smith, every comment is like, well, this is a indication that Zadarius is coming back. And I hope you're right, but there's no guarantee. That's not what this was. Us taking a pass rusher in the 6th round did not mean anything about Zadarius Smith. Brad Holmes said before the draft that they put something before his agent, and that told me they're waiting on him. And if I'm Zadarius Smith, you know what I say to the Lions? Yesterday's price ain't today's price. The price just went up. You said that the pass rusher was more of a priority to the fans and the media than to us. Okay, then. You traded for me, knowing what my salary was. You cut me anyway. So yesterday's price ain't today's price. I don't know what Zadarius' price is. It doesn't have to be the $11 million he was going to get. Whatever Zadarius' price is Zadarius Smith price. Yes, his nephew is currently on our team, but if I'm Zadarius Smith, yes. If I'm Zadarius Smith, use that quote if you want to, the price just went up because I'm more valuable to you now than I was before. So I don't have to overcharge you, but I'm not going to skim. You definitely not going to give me at a bargain. The only way I sign with you at a bargain is if A, I think we can win the Super Bowl, B, I think my nephew's going to make the team and I want to play with him, or C, my lady probably asked me too, right? So anyway, let me know your thoughts. I'm not trying to start anything. I'm not trying to be any type of way, but I'm also not trying to open a donut shop full of Brad Holmes glazes, man. Not trying to do that at all. I got to be realistic. And again, right now, our defensive line is better with the addition of a ridiculous motor. Ahmed is a Detroit Lion. What is a Detroit Lion? Hutch, Ahmed, those type of guys where talent is not the priority. It is about the person, the motor, the nature, all of that. Some GMs have TOA, talent over everything. That's not the Detroit Lions, right? So we'll see how it plays out in 2025. 2026, and 2027. But I want to be very clear. I want the best for this individual. If you play for my team, I want the best. Am I going to talk about you? Yeah, I am. That's what I'm in the business of doing. But I want the best. And that includes our general manager and our coach. All right. So hopefully I'm clear on that. Again, this is not apologizing. I just want to be very clear because it's been whatever Brad Holmes do is divine. It really is. And I disagree. But, I understand the offensive line. I understand why we do it. I understand why we did it. Brad Holmes we have the mystery man as depth. We still don't have that guy opposite Hutch. And if you think Marcus Davenport would have to do something he hasn't done ever, which is play a full season. He would have to do something he hasn't done in years. Stay healthy. So we'll see. But this channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support. I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. I got kind of an announcement. A lot of y'all are not going to like this, but I've decided when I do a live stream, you have to be a subscriber for 1 week in order to comment. That's how I'm going to reward my subscribers with the ability to interact with us in the chat. So if you are on the fence and you want to be part of our weekly live streams, I suggest that you do subscribe. It's something that I thought about last night, and we're going to make it something special. You're going to have to really, if you want to go back and forth with us in the comment section, you're going to have to be a subscriber. If I can make it longer, I would, but you're going to have to be a sub. And that is going to be the way during the games, during the football season as well. YouTube already hides my content for the most part when we live stream a watch party. So what have I got to lose? But you got plenty of time to sub to the channel. Yeah, merchandise, I got all of it. Update you guys soon. All right. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.